And, of course, Fox is still screaming that the polls are rigged, although their own poll shows President Obama winning. But the polls are rigged. Speaking of rigged, Brad Friedman has spent much of his life investigating the rigging of our electoral system in the United States, in many ways finding things that are just absolutely breathtaking and shocking. BradBlog.com, of course, his blog. He's an investigative journalist and founder and editor of BradBlog.com. Brad Friedman, welcome back to the program, Brad.
Hey, Tom, how are you, sir?
I am great, but I'll get better. I hope the same is true of you.
Thank you. It is.
So tell me about this guy down in Florida. He's at Mr. Sproul, is it pronounced?
Sproul, Nathan Sproul.
Sproul, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, let me let you tell the story. What's going on here?
Yeah, Nathan Sproul is a longtime GOP operative. He was hired by the Bush-Cheney campaign back in 2004, by the McCain-Palin campaign in 2008. He was quietly hired by the Mitt Romney campaign late last year to do voter registration operations around the country. And his company, he has several, but Sproul and Associates is his main one, has been accused year after year, election after election, in state after state, of destroying Democratic voter registration forms, changing addresses, all sorts of things that Republicans used to pretend Acorn was doing. They weren't, but this company is actually doing it. And once again, he's back. Mitt Romney has hired him, and now we have found down in Palm Beach County, Florida, that hundreds, or at least more than 100 fraudulent voter registration forms were turned in by his company, which is now called Strategic Allied Consulting. And they were hired by the Florida Republican Party, their largest single expenditure, some $1.3 million to this company, apparently for these fraudulent registration forms. And now the Florida Republican Party has fired this company that they said, on Tuesday, they said that they only hired them at the request of the Republican National Committee. And I can report late today now that the company, which is also operating in a number of other swing states, has also now been fired by the North Carolina Republican Party, after Democrats were on the verge of blasting North Carolina Republicans for having anything to do with this shady, paid political consultant of Mitt Romney.
Now, I remember in the 2004 election, I was living in Portland at that time, as I recall. No, maybe this was this was the 2008 election, as I recall. And there were two things that caught our attention. One is there were people coming up to folks in gas stations and shopping malls with what they said was a petition to decriminalize pot, and or some variation thereof, medical marijuana, whatever it may be, and asking people to sign it. And then after they sign it, they'd flip the page and say, now you need to sign this form too. And the form that you're signing to was changing your voter, either registering to vote or changing your voter registration to Republican. And
they would get their signature on the form, and they didn't know that they were actually changing their voter registration in the process.
And then the second thing that we discovered when I was living in Portland was that people were finding in trash cans substantial numbers of torn up voter registration forms that had Democratic marked on them, people trying to register as Democrats. This video has gone viral of this little girl, a 17, 18-year-old kid, saying, I'm just registering people who want to vote for Romney. I'm guessing you saw that, too. Is that the kind of stuff Nathan Sproul is doing?
Yeah, and actually, I think that he was accused of that specific work up there in Portland that you talk about. And this young girl, I've been talking I spoke yesterday with the Colorado State Republican communications director, who confirmed that, in fact, this girl you're talking about in this Colorado video, seen on videotape, that she was, in fact, working for a third-party contractor hired by the state Republican Party in Colorado. Now, we have been able to confirm that, in fact, Nathan Sproul's Strategic Allied Consulting, the one that was fired in Florida and North Carolina, is also operating in Colorado. And some of the MO for this company, they had put out ads saying that you will go into high traffic areas, seek out Romney voters, and sign them up to vote. Well, that's exactly what this young lady is seen doing in this Colorado video.
Although several people pointed out she was wearing a Latter-day Saints ring. She was wearing a Mormon ring. So there was some curiosity about whether she was just, a well-intentioned young Mormon who was trying to help out, her guy at the top of the ticket. What do you think?
We don't know yet. I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, she did have a CTR ring, and the clerk of the El Paso County, Colorado, the county clerk of El Paso County, Colorado, is apparently a Mormon bishopric. And so I don't know if those are tied together. I think more of a clue here is the head of the communications director for the Republican Party in Colorado, who told me that he could not confirm, he did not remember, he had to look it up, the name of the third-party contractor who was hired that this young lady was working for. He promised yesterday that he'd get back to me today with that name of that company. He has yet to do so.
Right.
So
my guess is he will do so on November 7th.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see if he ever does. I think it's going to be Strategic Allied Consulting. That's just my guess.
So
we'll
Brad,
see if they fire them.
Yeah, we're talking with Brad Friedman, bradblog.com. You can read all the details, all the sort of details over there as you always can. Brad Blog, a great information source. We have just a minute left. Nathan Sproul's company had turned in 100 phony Republican voter registration forms in Florida that got them fired. What were these? How did this come about? How did he do it? What's the nature of this scam in a minute or less here, Brad?
Well, yeah, I spoke yesterday. I interviewed the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections, Susan Booker, and she explained that what they were doing was they noticed that all of these registrations were coming in with the same or similar signatures. They were actually changing addresses on those voter registration forms to commercial addresses. And she warned me during our interview that this means that people may show up at the polling place and find that their address no longer matches, that their registration has been moved to a different precinct, and they will be disenfranchised.
Now, I thought these were Republican registrations. These were Democratic registrations they were messing with?
That's correct. They were changing what appear to be Democratic registrations to other locations, which is going to disenfranchise these people. And by the way, on Monday, Susan Booker called the Secretary of State's office, the ones who have been pretending they need to do this massive voter purge because they're worried about fraud in Florida. Right. That was on Monday. She said as of Wednesday night when I interviewed her that the Secretary of State still has not even bothered to call her back.
Wow. BradBlog.com. Check it out. Brad Friedman. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Tom.